Good evening and welcome to another edition of Gables Tutoring Online. If there are any questions, please send them to the number that will appear on the screen so I can upload them and explain them. In the meantime, we'll do question 15. Should show up on the screen in about a second or two. So let's take a look. Question 15. They give us two values of a function corresponding to two different x values. Let me get rid of this real quick. There you go. Corresponding to two different x values, meaning that the points 0, 8 and 1, 12 are in that linear function. And the question is to find which choice represents that line. Well, I can begin by finding the slope. So the slope is y minus y over x minus x. And I get that the slope is 4. Because the slope is 4, the only possibility is this is not a possibility. Then I know that when x is 0, that is the y-intercept. So this point right here tells me that the y-intercept is 8. So out of the three remaining choices, the only one that has y-intercept equals 8 is D, and that's my answer. Any other, if there's a question, please let me know. If not, we'll proceed with the next question. Let's see. All right, so let's try number 22. Let's try number 22. It's another function problem. They do give me a function, and then they say that we will subtract 3 from the function. And then my goal is to determine which of those 4 tables contains values that are part of that function. Well, if I look at all tables have the same x values. So if I plug in -6, for example, if I plug in -6 into this function, that means that I replace the x with the -6, -6 here, -6 here, -6 here. I get 0 because this first parentheses will become 0, and 0 times anything is 0. So the value of the function when I plug in -6 is 0. But then they go on to say that you will subtract 3. So 0 minus 3 is -3. So 0, -3 has to be an order pair. I'm sorry, not 0 and -3. 6, -3 has to be an order pair. So it's not here, and it's not here. These are the only two choices that contain the point 6, -3. Then I will continue, and I will plug in a -5. If I plug in a -5 into that function, I again get 0 because I put -5 here, -5 here, -5 here, and this parentheses will also result in 0, and 0 times whatever is 0, and then I go ahead and subtract my 3, and then I get -5, -3, because 0 minus 3 obviously is -3. So the point -5 comma -3 has to be part of the that function, and then that leaves me with B. That's the only possible choice. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Any questions? Okay. The last question, question 20. Question 20. So there's a polynomial, and then they say that one of the factors is in the form x plus b. Okay, so I can begin by factoring that polynomial. I can factor it 2x. I can continue to factor the polynomial. I need two numbers that were multiplied, give me 104. And when I add them, give me -21. So let's try these two. Oh, I'm sorry, this is +21, so this and this. So now that polynomial has been totally factored, and they say, well, of the two factors in this form, which of them has the lowest value of b? So obviously 8, and that's the answer. Exercise number 2. Alan, we already did number 2 a while ago, so I would refer you to one of our previous videos. Okay? So everybody has a good night. Have a good night. We will end our broadcast with this problem. And don't forget to send your questions ahead of time to the number that should appear on the screen.